One of the most common comments I get from people in my practice is, why didn't anyone tell me about chiropractic earlier? Yeah, think of that. Think of where your health was prior to starting in our office and where you are now. What if someone told you about chiropractic 5, 10, or 15 years ago? Think of how much better your life may have been. I know your life is already fantastic, but what about those little pesky things you dealt with thinking it was just normal or something everyone dealt with at a certain age, right? So here's the download. We touched on this in Module 1, but your nervous system, your brain and your spinal cord control and coordinate every cell, tissue, and organ in your entire body. Not some, but all. I don't know if you realize how big of a deal your brain and your spinal cord are, but think of Christopher Reeves, Superman, right? He had a fracture at what level? At C1, at the Atlas. And what happened to him? Superman ended up paralyzed. People know that he couldn't move his arms and his legs, but do you realize he had a machine to help him breathe? It's every single cell, tissue, and organ are controlled by your brain. It's constantly sending signals to every part of your body. So think of that. Thank goodness you don't have to think about digesting the food you ate or remembering to breathe or making your heart beat or your stomach to secrete the proper amount of digestive juices or your kidneys to regulate fluid balance. Your brain sends those signals and the body knows what to do. But what if those signals are jarbled or they're not getting through correctly? That's what we deal with as chiropractors. Subluxations are where the bones have become misaligned, where they're out of place, even just a little. It happens from falls, from slips, from sports, from accidents, from banging your head on a car door, a cabinet, a fall that we take when we're learning to walk, car accidents, even minor fender benders are a big deal. Do you know that there was research that came out of Yale that demonstrated that a minor car accident, just being hit at a speed just a little over than 8.2 miles per hour, people in the vehicle still suffered significant damage? Actually, the less damage on the car means more people or the people inside absorb more of the force. So all of those even minor fender benders that you didn't need to go to the hospital for, they're all a big deal. But the majority of us misalign from our birth process. There was a study out of Germany that demonstrated that over 90% of newborns had the top 2 bones misaligned from their birth process. And that's a regular birth without any intervention. So imagine if you add in forceps or induction. Induction makes the contraction significantly stronger, or a cesarean section where the doctor pulls on whatever part of the body they can find to pull that baby out of the uterus. Then that number climbs even higher than 90%. So that's why you see so many kids in our practice. Parents are starting to recognize the importance of good spinal health just as they understand good dental health. Don't get me wrong, having a beautiful, healthy smile, it is great. But does your spinal cord run through your teeth? When your teeth wear out, you have an option for dentures. But what happens when your spine wears out? People literally take better care of their teeth than they do their spine in our society. And as you'll hear me say often, if your spine was on your face, you'd probably take better care of it. But we don't see it and we allow it to rot, which is arthritis, and then we're surprised when our bodies break down. So one last analogy for you. Think of your body like your car. Your car gives you warning lights, a check engine light, a low gas light, etc. Your body does the same thing. It gives you minor symptoms. It gives you signals that something isn't right. And what do we do as a society? Typically we cover it up. Headaches, take a pill for that. You got high blood pressure, we've got a pill. Acid reflux, there's a pill. Erectile dysfunction, you take a little blue pill for that one. You got it? So it would be like if the check engine light came on in your car and you decided to cover it up. Throw some duct tape over it, but don't be surprised or yell at me when your engine blows out however many more miles down the road. Doing that to your car seems absolutely absurd, but we do it with our bodies all the time. What if there was a different way? What if there was a proactive way? What if there was a healthy way? Welcome to the best kept secret in healthcare. Welcome to the chiropractic way.